Story number 4 is about MicroStrategy taking a $147 million impairment charge on their Bitcoin holdings from Q4. So let's roll out the definition for impairment here. Got Investopedia up here on a tab so everyone can learn some accounting along with me.
Woo-hoo.
In accounting, impairment is a permanent reduction in the value of a company asset. It may be a fixed asset or an intangible asset. Basically, if you have an asset and the value of that asset goes down in a certain period, then you can take an impairment on it, kind of reduce the tax burden of that asset in the long run. Naomi might have a little bit more color on what that means, but I'm not a tax guy, so I won't claim to know it. The point here is that MicroStrategy has bought a lot of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has gone down in the short term. Right now, I don't think they're underwater by any means. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but my understanding is that for most of the purchases, they are well above the price point of Bitcoin to the cost basis of purchasing those Bitcoins. And if you look at their stock itself, it's done incredibly well over the 2-year span that they've been investing in Bitcoin, or about a year and a half they've been investing in Bitcoin. And Zach, I even want to get some color. I saw you tweeting yesterday about how MicroStrategy has found this nice little, I don't know, the golden circle of buying Bitcoin, getting engagement on Twitter, increasing the stock price, and then doing it all over again. But I want to give it to Naomi first. Maybe you can give us like a little bit more understanding what this headline means.
Yeah, so these impairment reporting requirements, it's not really like a benefit to these companies because, as Will mentioned, they're only adjusted downwards, they're not adjusted upwards. So if you buy something, it's on your books, if the value goes down, you have to adjust and say that this value has gone down. But if the value goes up, you don't adjust it back up again. And this is actually a particularly interesting story, what happened to MicroStrategy. And it really highlights why I hate the SEC so much, is that MicroStrategy, they wrote, Bitcoin went down in price this amount, therefore the impairment amount is X amount. But then they wrote this footnote, my understanding from what I hear, that said, okay, so this is the impairment amount that we have to report, just so you know the actual value on our books is X gazillion dollars. And so then the SEC went after them for adding a footnote, because they, heaven forbid, they should give their investors more information rather than less. So this is an organization, the SEC, that is meant to be about transparency and making sure consumers have all the right information, but they didn't actually want them to clarify what was actually on their books. They just wanted to leave it at the impairment amount. It's just a ridiculous situation, and it's bad when you have a volatile asset like crypto. If it goes down at any point, during the quarter, then you have to report like the lowest price. It all gets adjusted downwards, so it makes it look like your books are, completely underwater. And as you said yourself, oh my gosh, I have a call coming through. That's very awkward. I hope you guys didn't hear that call. I would say it's bad because people were. Hi, do you want to join in on the hash? We're having a bit of a conversation about the SEC. Sorry, that was the SEC. I just shut him down. I was like, listen, I'm sorry, guys, don't have time right now. I know Gary. I said some things. You want to provide
Gary's like, now you shut it down.
We don't want you on there. We don't want you. But yeah, even you said, Will, it's unclear. You're like, I don't know whether they're underwater or not. It's like, I think we'd have a better idea if they were actually allowed to report what the actual value of their books were, even if it's just in footnotes. But no, the SEC doesn't even want that. So this is a particularly egregious, ridiculous situation that shows what the SEC is really about. And that's not about giving consumers information. It's not about protecting consumers. But I will throw this to the group, Zach, for your thoughts.
All right, I'll go back to what Will was saying. There is a silver lining in all of this, and MicroStrategy is having this event this week. And in one of the slides in their event, they showed this little feedback loop, this virtuous Bitcoin and business activity flywheel where market attention, facilitated by these big old whopping Bitcoin buys, leads to pipeline and sales growth, leads to increased operating revenue, leads to investment in Bitcoin and superior technology. So even if this is a volatile asset that is inflicting some impairment charges, Michael Saylor may still be laughing all the way to his bank, which is filled with actual Bitcoins that he dives into like Scrooge McDuck every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. This is a known fact. I don't know if you guys know that, but just saying. So anyway, so even though this is an impairment, there is a silver lining. We're talking about it. It's helping him. Remember when MicroStrategy wasn't a thing? It was just a business intelligence firm
it was just a
in
business.
Northern Virginia. Remember that?
Nobody
Remember when
knew
they
about it.
weren't? Nobody knew about it. Yeah. That was
Did anyone watch the Up Only episode with him?
I didn't. I need to check that out though. Was it good?
You should check it out. It was very good. That's good. It was a fun side to the Michael Saylor we all know and love. It's a different side. So check it out for sure. A little plug for Up Only. Unfortunately, they're not CoinDesk. Maybe you guys should buy them. Should buy Up Only.
It's okay. We can plug Kobe. Good work, Kobe. We'll check that out. Everybody watch that. Tell me how it was. I'm gonna go check it out too.